good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you're listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin, as it says right down there. And I am Kevin, and we see coffee beans, we see coffee cups, and this is my coffee. Today is a good day for a good day. I got to really, every time I look at this, I think of my daughter, one of her favorite sayings. She's posted this everywhere, has it hanging up somewhere in her home, and she might have been the one that got me the coffee cup. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, today's a good day for a good cup of coffee, and I hope you have a good cup of coffee. I hope you have a good cup of tea, or whatever it is that you're drinking today that you're sharing with me during this podcast. I'm sharing my experience of my cup of coffee. You can share your experience as well. Well, that's cool. Today, we're in October. October. I know last week we're at the end of the month, and here we are in October, the 10th month of 2025. It seems like just yesterday we're beginning 2025, and the time is flying. Time is flying. I've talked about time. I talk about time often. When the time is flying, it can be good, it can be bad. It can be good in that it's flying a lot of times. Time flies by when you're having such a good time, when you're able to get in the zone, when you're able to really enjoy yourself or focus on the stuff that you need to focus on and want to focus on. And that can be a few hours, that can be a day, that can be a few days, weeks, months sometimes. And you look back and before you know it, that happens when we have children too. Sometimes early, in that stage, the early days you come home with the baby and stuff like that. Sometimes there are long nights, there are long days. But then all of a sudden you look back and say, oh my goodness, it seems like it was just yesterday they're born and they're already going to school. Or it seems like just yesterday they were born and graduating. Oh my goodness. Time does fly in certain respects. But today, on the 7th, let's see, I had a couple things up here. On the 7th, a couple of birthdays today, or a few birthdays today. It is, believe it or not, Vladimir Putin's birthday. We're not going to celebrate that, but I did want to note that it's his birthday and he's turned 73. That's how old he is. Desmond Tutu was born on this day in 1931. He passed in 2021. And yeah, Niels Bohr. A lot of you might not know who that is. The name struck out to me because he is big in quantum physics. He's one of the early pioneers and did so many things. And also in the atomic bomb, he created the device that triggered the atomic bomb. That may be good or bad. He was there early on with the, discovering atomic energy and stuff like that. But he is a pioneer for us in quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Okay, who else's birthday? John Mellencamp. John Mellencamp. Remember the little ditty about Jack and Diane? I know I'm feeling good today. I am feeling really good today. John Mellencamp turns 74 today. And Simon Cowell, America's Got Talent. No, it's not America's Got Talent. Sorry. Or is it? Yes, it is. He's 66 today. And let's see. I don't see anyone else's birthday. But today's also, October 7th, is guess what? It is Celebrate Inner Beauty. Celebrate the Inner Beauty Day. So that's what we're talking about. And it's funny, when I decided I wanted to go with the subject, I was saying, geez, I never liked talking about this before because this seems to me something a little too esoteric, something a little too, I'm going to try to position myself where we're not seeing all that stuff coming off my head or whatever. But it seems to me something, a little wishy-washy to talk about. But the more I delved into this, and the quotes that I found, I said, wow, this is really, really where I'd want to be to help people. So we're gonna talk about this thing called inner beauty today. And you might have thought about that. You might have heard about that. Someone's talking about how nice someone is inside, how beautiful they can be inside. And yes, this is true. This is what we're talking about. But when we talk about beauty, we often think about the outside, and that's why my picture in the background, what's back there, is something I find beautiful. I love mountains. I love mountains. I love sky. And that, though may be a cloudy sky, it's a blue cloudy sky. It's just gorgeous. And the trees and the fog on the mountains and a little bit, maybe a little bit of snow. It's just beautiful. That's the kind of beauty, the external beauty that I love. I truly do. So let's see what we have for quotes today. By the way, you can hear me today. Last week we had some tech diffs. That's my millennial talk for technical difficulties. We had some technical difficulties, and I didn't realize it till the end. I was doing it off my phone, and I don't know why the audio didn't work. Video worked. It's too bad it didn't translate live. Um, but yeah, we did have some technical difficulties, but we got it working. Well, not I didn't get it working. I discovered it and actually let it play. So we have just a video out there. Anyway, let's get back to today because you can hear me and I'm mumbling too much. I'm talking too much. Let's see, we already got two in the chat. Oh, berry pomegranate is her style. We're talking about drinks. And that's what she's drinking this morning, I believe. She's finished her 16 cups of coffee. No, just two. And she's enjoying a berry pomegranate. That's wonderful. So let's go back to see what we got for quotes today. I like this. Out of beauty pleases the eye. And that's what, my picture back there. I love beauty. I love the, beauty of the beaches, the palm trees, the mountains. I'm all over the place. There's all sorts of nature is just beautiful to me. Out of beauty pleases the eye. Inner beauty captivates the heart. Doesn't it? When you're talking to somebody, when you meet somebody, you can just tell they're so beautiful inside. This is such a loving heart, such a loving person. And I am meeting so many people these days that are like that are just wonderful, beautiful people. So inner beauty captivates the heart, not the brain. The eye is up here and goes directly to the brain. So the external beauty pleases the eye in the brain. But the inner beauty captivates the heart. Okay. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. This is interesting because now we're talking about us as a person. The moment you decide to be yourself, to stop, to throw away the mask that we like to put on sometimes, the pretenses that we like to put on sometimes, when we're ourselves, that's when the actual inner beauty starts. Let's dig into that a little deeper because I found this and I loved it. You're not born beautiful. You become beautiful when you learn to value yourself. When you learn to value yourself, a lot of us don't value ourselves. A lot of us put ourselves down. We kick ourselves. That's one of my favorite terms because I was like that for the longest time. I find myself doing all sorts of things wrong, and I kick myself in the butt all the time. Not literally, though. That's a difficult thing to do. But yeah. So you're not born beautiful. You become beautiful when you learn to value yourself. When you learn to see the good and the worth in yourself. When you learn to love yourself. That's when you're really beautiful. I'm not talking about egotistical love. I am talking about really loving you for who you are. When that happens, that's beautiful. Now we're getting to the deeper ones, and I really love this. True beauty is not related to what color your hair is or what color your eyes are. True beauty is about who you are as a human being, your principles, your morals, your moral compass. Who you are as a human being, your principles, and your moral compass. Now, I love that. I picked that because it's moral compass is something that's important, and it's more important than ever nowadays. Because we meet so many people who their moral compass seems to be a little skewed. Maybe it's got demagnetized or something like that. We run into people, and even ourselves, examining myself, running an ethics roundtable for the past 2 years, I've had a lot of self-examination of my morals and my ethics. The beauty is related really to who you are as a human being. Who you are as a human being. I'm waiting for it to come by because I can't read it on the side because I forgot the next one. Your principles and your moral compass. Your principles and your moral compass. How many people do you know that you think don't really have principles or a moral compass for that matter? Okay, you don't find the beauty in them easily. You may never find the beauty in them. But if you know someone who's got the principles, and my term is walk the talk. I've been looking at people who walk the talk. Now, the talk usually for me is people that I know personally that will open up and profess things and not really preach, but profess things in their beliefs. But then as I watch them, I make sure they walk the talk. But other people, like I'm always learning from people. I've got a lot of trainers, a lot of mentors. I make sure they walk the talk. I make sure they walk the talk, and I've met many who don't walk the talk. And then when we come to our religious leaders, priests, ministers, whoever it is that might be guiding you, I also look for walk the talk. I've met too many that sound really, really good up in the pulpit. And then when you're hanging out with them, when they're not on the pulpit and they're living their real lives, you don't see that walking the talk. You see a completely different person. Again, we're going back to principles and moral compass. And my last one of the day, and I really like this. I got really nice and deep into this subject of inner beauty as we went through the quotes. People are like stained glass windows, and I love this because I love stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, and they look so beautiful. When you're inside, you see the sun on them in the outside, and when you're outside, you see all the sparkle and shine when the sun is out. But when the darkness sets, in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. Again, that's from within. Only if there's light from within, that's the true beauty. And I might say the light could be the principles of moral compass. The light could be the love that they have. The light could be them walking the great talk that they have. The true beauty is, how many people do you know that have that light within, that show that light when you're there? And sometimes you only see the light when it is darkest. But that's when they really shine, isn't it? That's when they really shine, when it is darkest, when you need some help and people show up genuinely. They're there for you. That's the light from within. That's the true beauty, inner beauty. And that's why I hadn't spoken on this topic before. And now that I have, I really love this topic. And I'm going to speak on it a little later and may add this to my trainings and with my own clients. This has been wonderful. It's been a wonderful experience for me, and I hope for anyone who's listening to this, whether it's live right now or later on. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. Not just enjoy it. I don't want people to just enjoy it. I can entertain. I know how to entertain, but I want to move. I want to transform. That's what I want to do here with Coffee with Kevin. Until next week, you have an incredible, incredible, fantastic week. I know I did a lot of adjectives, incredible twice even. And you know how to make it that for yourself. Don't rely on me. It's up to you. All right, all. Take care. This has been Coffee with Kevin. And by the way, today is a good day for a good day. As a matter of fact, it's a good day for a fantastic day. Make it that way yourself. Take care. Bye.